this is not another program that's just like, well, that's going to give you this path and it's going to lead to your success. Like I was just saying, she's going to help you uncover your path, which is always the right path.
Mm.
And there's no, there's none of this like one track or one size or cookie cutter plan for everybody. It's everybody's their unique human being. We all have different needs and perspectives. And so if you're looking for a way to get to a better place for yourself personally, go with that. That's all I can say.
Amazing. Hi, Evan. How's it going? Thank you so
Hey,
much for being here and for hopping on to do a quick little chat about your experience working with me. I'm so, so happy that you're here. I've been so proud of you and the progress you've had November, December. So, about a little over 2.5 months of working together. I'm so proud of you. You've done amazing, amazing inner work. You are so incredibly committed to this work as well. And so I would love to kind of get your perspective on some of the things that really worked, a little bit about your experience, and we can just go ahead and start off with a little bit of an introduction of who you are and kind of why you said yes or why you wanted to commit to doing some inner work and some mindset work with me.
totally, 100%. Well, thank you for having me on here. It's my absolute and genuine pleasure to provide this testimonial because it's honest and it's authentic. Like I this everything that I share here is because it's exactly how I feel, and I feel amazing now. So to give a little bit of my background, so my name's Evan. I'm from the Toronto, Ontario, Canada area, and I run a couple of businesses. And we got first introduced in a business coaching program that we did or that I did last year. And I one of the things I really appreciated was learning that the program actually had a mindset coach that was teaching people the mindset of how to actually be successful in not just business, but in life too. And that's where you and I first got connected. And I really appreciated what you were teaching people because it actually was the exact opposite of what like most business coaches would typically teach, which is like spreadsheets and numbers and all this other stuff. But you were so like far away removed from that. And I actually found it super intriguing that a coach such as yourself was coaching people in business because I was like, this seems like so non-business. But as we started working together more and more in the program, I realized why your program is so important, not just if you want to be successful in business, but in every area of your life. And so that's really what attracted me to you.
Amazing. I love that. And I do totally agree with you that most business owners don't focus on mindset. They're very action oriented, like what should I do to achieve X result? But not a lot of people are working on what should I think? How can I reorient my beliefs and my perspective? How can I shift the way that I feel and then take action in my business? So a lot of people aren't focusing on what's happening in here first before working on their business. And then as a result of that, they show up in their business with a lot of the icky stuff that's going on in here, a lot of the stuff that is resisting success, resisting loving relationships, and projecting that out into their external world. So I love that you really resonated with that and that you value that. And that means so, so much to me. So amazing.
Absolutely.
Great. And so then what kind of inspired you to circle back and like just really dive into mindset coaching fully and really commit to some inner work? Like what were you wanting to work on? Uh, in I think in back in October when we started to work together. What was it that really inspired you to say, you know what, yes, let me focus on this stuff because I want to improve my life or improve my business? What was it that inspired you in the beginning?
For sure. So funny enough, you actually answered it, and that's the action oriented part. Like I've been in business for probably about 5 years now, and I was doing everything that every other business owner was doing, which is like taking action, focusing on like the steps that you need to take and what you want. And but most importantly, I was taking action from a place of lack and not from a place of abundance. And I realized that everything that I wanted I was always pushing it out ahead of me and always thinking to myself in the back of my head, well, this probably is not going to happen the way that I want it to. And so it resulted in a very kind of like hopeless mentality with everything that I was doing. And that was when I got into business coaching last summer. I started realizing when you were teaching was abundance mindset. And it was a very different switch for me because before I was kind of operating on like the practical way of the world, which is like, well, you don't know and you have to like work hard and, study and all this other stuff. But you were teaching abundance and it was so simple. And I was like, this is almost like too simple to be true. But when we started talking more after that, I was really attracted to the idea of operating from a place of abundance.
Mm.
And when we started talking more, I realized how thinking from a place of abundance and wholeness and completeness would actually lead to the results I wanted faster.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And abundance, just to clarify, doesn't necessarily mean just an abundance of money. It means an abundance of joy, an abundance of authenticity, an abundance of fulfillment, an abundance of connection. It could really mean abundance in all forms. And I think that you've really just started to embrace that more and more these past couple months. And I didn't know that it actually started way back then with that specific
Mm-hmm.
call that I did. Like, over a year ago, I think it
Mm-hmm.
was. Right? It was, like, over a year ago. Man, cool. So, what are some of the things that you feel what are some of the tools that you feel like you acquired that have been really useful for you these past couple months?
For sure. So I think the biggest tool is this is going to sound cliche, but it's actually myself. Like
Mm.
finding
Yes.
myself finding myself along the way and realizing that like yes, there are practical resources that are out there. Like I have yourself as a coach, there's books, there's podcasts, there's whatever that's out there. But the biggest resource that you helped me acquire was trust in myself
Mm.
and knowing that like no matter what happens, I can always trust myself to say yes. I can figure this out, or yes, this is just helping me in some way, shape, or form, instead of looking at myself from a place of lack and being like, I need to figure out what's wrong and then find out how to fix that.
Yeah. Oh, the best tool. I really truly believe that you have within you all the knowledge you need, that you have all of the excuse me, all of the insight that you need. It's within you. And I love that you have been able to connect with yourself, to trust yourself in the process. And and I've told you this before, it's not my job as a coach to tell you what to do, to tell you what's right and what's wrong. It's my job to guide you. And hearing that I've been able to help you connect with yourself and really tap into your best tool, which is you, your mind, your awareness, your heart. That is incredible. Oh, that makes me so happy. I love this. Yay,
Thank
it's
you.
so great.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
you're so welcome. So what are some of the areas of your life that you think that this work has benefited you in so far?
So I remember when we first started working together and you gave me like a list of topics and rate them like in my satisfaction level on a scale of 1 to 10.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I rated like under 4 for most of the categories and I think I maybe rated above 5 on maybe a handful of them. But over the last like we've been together working together for about 3ish months now and the areas of my life that you outline there, like not just in finances and business, but in love and joy and happiness and spirituality and, mental health and all these areas, like all of those areas now are definitely like over a 6 or a 7. Like that. And that's just 3 months later. And you've been through with me through some of the worst times of my life and you've seen me at my worst because I could be vulnerable with you. You gave me that space to be vulnerable, and I felt safe to do so. Knowing what I was when we first started working together and seeing who I am now, like if I looked at me, I wouldn't have thought I was the same person. I know I'm not, but if I was a stranger looking at me, you would not have thought it was the same person sitting here in front of you.
Amazing. I do think that you've grown immensely. There's just a different kind of a more groundedness, a more peace about you, a more level-headedness where your emotions you feel things deeply, but you're not as, I guess, derailed by them. So that has been huge progress. And I love, it's my favorite thing. Loves just seeing you more connected to yourself because you're meant to be you. Otherwise, you'd be not Evan, you'd be someone else. So I love that you've been able
To go from depression, basically, in a lot of areas of life, depression and hopelessness, to optimism and excitement in like a period of 3 months. That's just like, that's all you. Like, that's you as a coach. I love the fact that you never once told me what to do. You gave me recommendations, you gave me perspectives, you gave me perspectives on what my choices could be and where they might lead, but you never once said this is what you have to do to get to this destination. And I love that because all my life I've just had people say you have to do follow this one particular route and this will lead to your happiness. But you never once said that because you actually understand that it's not about that.
Yes, and it's about you figuring out what it looks like for you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Well, what would you tell someone who's maybe on the fence with working with me, or they're maybe thinking about it, but they keep saying, like, you know what, I'm just going to postpone it a little bit, or they're a little bit unsure? What would you tell someone who's on the fence about working with me?
That there isn't really time to waste when it comes to you. And there is no such thing as like the future in the sense that I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to decide if I do want to work with this person. And to be honest, I was on the fence too, like for a period of time, for like, 2, 3 months before I started working with you. And I know I can relate to being like, is this the right person? Is this somebody that's worth it? But I can honestly say that for anybody who's still on the fence about working with you, just do it. Like, you're actually wasting time. Just go do it, because this is not another program that's just like, well, that's going to give you this path and it's going to lead to your success. Like I was just saying, she's going to help you uncover your path, which is always the right path.
Mm.
And there's none of this like one track or one size or cookie cutter plan for everybody. It's everybody's their unique human being. We all have different needs and perspectives. And so if you're looking for a way to get to a better place for yourself personally, go with that. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much, Evan. Thank you.
No,
Thank
thank you.
It's truly my honor. It's my honor to be chosen as a safe space. It's my honor to be the person to support you from through the super high highs and the really low lows. Like, it's really something that I will cherish forever. And I'm just so proud of you and just really, really honored to be your coach. Like, truly, it's such a gift to coach you.
I'm
So
honored to be coached by you as well.
thank you. So, thank you so much for sharing all of that. Thank you for sharing some of your experience, some of kind of the things that you were working through. Is there any kind of final thoughts or words or things that you'd like to share before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think the last thing that I want to say to people is it can be scary. And I know a lot of times when especially when we start this journey, to the people who are just getting started right now, it can seem scary because there are things that might come up from your past that, looks like the boogeyman that you've been locking away in your closet for a period of time. But to be honest, when I started working with Nat, with you, over like I was scared too because I didn't know what was going to come out of my closet, right? It's things that I've locked away for so long. But I can wholeheartedly and honestly say that with you by my side, you never once tried to fight my battles for me. You never once tried to shield me and protect me because you knew that it was still my battle to face. But knowing that you were beside me and behind me when that door finally did open, that monster wasn't anywhere nearly as scary as I thought it would be. And that's because of the perspective that you helped me with.
Amazing. Well, I'm here to have your back through it all. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you in the next 3 months and in the months to come. So, thank you so much, Evan.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.